Hey everybody, welcome to Crack Pack Tuesday, number 125 on the Mana Leak. I'm John as always, and we've got ourselves a pack of Ixalan with Vicious Conquistador on the front. We're going to crack this pack open, see what's in it, and see what we would take. Pack one, pick one. This was the draft. Up first, we've got ourselves a Nest Robber. 1 and a red for a creature dinosaur, 2/1 haste. It's fine. I've had some success with it in a red-white deck. I think it's just a very 22nd, 23rd card. You'll play it if you have to, and you will take it quite late. Up next is Sunrise Seeker, a card that I still don't really care for. 4 and a white for a creature human scout, 3/3 vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. All the outcomes on this card are too much for me. They're too expensive for me. I don't want to play a 5-mana 3/3 that draws a land. I don't want to pay a 5-mana 4/4 with vigilance. I don't want to pay that much mana for this card. So I don't play it. Certainly don't first pick it. Up next is Desperate Castaways. Desperate Castaways is 1 and a black for a creature human pirate. It's a 2/3. Can't attack unless you control an artifact, which you probably do if you're playing black blue pirates and maybe even black red pirates. But I'm just not a huge fan of these. If I am super dense on treasure, if I have a couple of pirates, cutlasses, etc., these guys can go up in value a little bit, but they're not in our discussion today for pack one, pick one. Sun-Crowned Hunters is a card that is a little bit better than I expected it to be. 4 red for a creature dinosaur, 5/4. It's got Enrage. When it's dealt damage, it deals 3 damage to target opponent. 6 mana is not too bad to get to, and the double red isn't that big of a deal either. And it does still just feel obnoxious. It feels like what I think of a mistake mechanic of Inflict. It is just, I'm flustered talking about how obnoxious it is to play against this stupid mechanic where you're just damned if you do and damned if you don't. It's not a good design to me. It just feels so bad. Luckily, this one's expensive, so it's not like the Afflict was in Hour of Devastation. And this is a fine card. You'll play it in your red-green dinos, but you'll take it pretty late. River Herald's Boon is up next. 1 and a green for an instant. You put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target merfolk. That can be the same creature if it's a merfolk, or it can be another creature. Very good card in the blue-green merfolk deck. Obviously, it basically makes that deck. It's like travel preparations from Innistrad, though thankfully a little bit less broken. Really good card. But that being said, you'll never ever first pick this. You'll pick it pretty highly the second you know your merfolk, but not a first pick. Prosperous Pirates is up next. 4 and a blue for a creature human pirate at common. It's a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 colorless treasure artifact tokens. This is fine. 3/4s are really good in this format. There are a lot of 2-power and 3-power creatures that just can't attack through this, or Grazing Whiptail, for example. Getting the double treasures is nice. You're not really ramping to too much, but what it does really help is when you're blue-black control and splashing for some random off-color bomb. The treasures really help out. These guys did a lot of work when I played blue-black starring Vraska, which did quite well on a stream a few weeks ago. That being said, again, this is not a high pick. This is a very middle-of-the-pack pick, so not in our discussion. Blossom Dryad's up next. 2 and a green for a creature dryad, 2/2 tap on tap target land. We talked about it last week. It's a fine card, and I would first pick it in a really weak pack, which this one is looking even worse than yesterday was. Or sorry, not yesterday, last week. It's fine. It ramps you into the big stuff, and you can hopefully grab the big stuff after this. But let's hope we get something better than the Dryad. Storm Sculptor is up next. 3 and a blue for a creature merfolk wizard. It's a 3/2, can't be blocked. When it enters the battlefield, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Goes great in blue-black pirates, blue-red pirates, because you can bring your pirates back with the raid triggers and then trigger them again. And of course, does decently well in blue-green merfolk as well, being a merfolk and all, but nowhere near a first pick. Very near a first pick, so goodbye Blossom Dryad, is Contract Killing. Contract Killing is 3 black for a sorcery, destroy target creature, create 2 colorless treasure artifact tokens with blah 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 blah. Unconditional 5-mana sorcery speed removal is just absolutely solid. Yeah, it's not Doomblade, but it is fantastic. It kills every single thing in this format that isn't Carnage Tyrant or Jade Guardian, but yeah, great card, really happy with it. Very solid first pick in a lot of packs. Our final common is Hijack. Hijack is 1 red for a sorcery. Gain control of target artifact or creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. Not a fan of Hijack. I typically don't play this card. I play it less than some people do, and some people play it a lot more than some people do, and I'm definitely on the less side. So I'm generally not playing this card, period. It can sneak into a deck here or there. You might be a person who enjoys it and maybe plays it every time you have it. It's almost a matter of preference, but it's nowhere near a first pick regardless. Our first uncommon is Perilous Voyage, 1 and a blue for an instant at uncommon. Return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. If its converted mana cost was 2 or less, scry 2. Very solid card. I love bounce. Not being able to hit your own stuff does hurt in those few situations where you might have bounced your own stuff, but it's not too common. You don't often get the scry 2 because you're bouncing something a little bit more threatening, but if you're up against red-white, you may very well be bouncing 2 drops, and then the scry is quite nice. Perilous Voyage is definitely in contention for a first pick. I don't think it wins out against the killing, though. Our second uncommon is Raider's Wake, 3 and a black for an enchantment. Whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. Raid. To be your end step if you attacked, your opponent discards a card. These can be great in multiples, but you are absolutely not guaranteed multiples of this. Be aware, you're guaranteed on average less than 1 copy of this per draft. So don't take this assuming you're going to get a bunch more. But if you do, things can get really dumb. In itself, by itself singular, it's just not good. Our final uncommon is Bishop of the Bloodstained, 3 black for a creature vampire cleric. It's a 3/3. When Bishop of the Bloodstained enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 1 life for each vampire you control. This is probably one of the better uncommon and common payoffs for vampires. Obviously, the rare ones are really good, Maverick Fane and Sanctum Seeker especially. But this is another great one, and one that I would consider first picking in many packs. Just really solid, and black-white vampires can be really, really good. Our rare, I think, just blows everything out of the water, and that is Repeating Barrage. 1 red for a sorcery at rare. Repeating Barrage deals 3 damage to target opponent or our target creature or player. Pay 3 red if you attacked this turn, and you can return this back from your graveyard to your hand, and then cast again, and then return it again, and then cast it again, and things can get just nutty. So nutty that I think it is the first pick over the killing. I don't think the Bloodstained and the Perilous Voyage compete at all against the killing or the Repeating Barrage, and I don't think Contract Killing competes against the Barrage. So let me know what you would take. Would you have taken the Barrage, the Killing, the Bishop, etc. in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at @TheManaLeak. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at Facebook.com/TheManaLeak, Twitch.tv/TheManaLeak, and Patreon.com/TheManaLeak. If you like the content, click that thumbs up button. Click subscribe if you have not already and you want to see more. And if you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see you all next time.